Welcome to lesson 54. In this lesson, we're going to talk about word problems, do some more ratio boxes to organize our information, and solve things using proportions that we've done in the past. So it should be a review, but it's still tricky putting things where they go. I recommend that you do them in the order and the way that I show you rather than doing it mentally. I know that some of these examples are rather easy to do, and you can just do them in your head without using the boxes. But once it's not nice easy numbers like this example here, then it becomes much harder. So let's go ahead and try this. Mr. Gomez drives his car at an average speed of 55 miles per hour. So how far will he drive in 3 hours? Well, the middle math says that if he drives 55 miles in an hour and he's going to drive for 3 hours, you just do 55 times 3, and that gives you your answer of 165 miles. But using the ratio boxes, this is how you do it. You divide it up, you'd have distance, and you'd have time. So we've got down that he drives 55 miles every hour, and he's going to drive for 3 hours. And then here's our unknown, which is the x. So we're going to cross and multiply there. We're going to times that. That's going to equal our 65. This is going to equal our x. So x equals 165. That's how you do it using the boxes. And the reason why is because they're not all going to be this easy. So it's important that you know how to do it like this. Let's look at another one. If Mrs. Aikita's car averages 24 miles per gallon, then about how many gallons of gas will she use on a trip of 300 miles? So the first thing you need to do is you need to figure out what are the two things you're going to use. So let's figure that out first. Let's use miles, because we know she's going to travel 300 miles, and she's also going to be using gallons. So that's going to be our two things. Let's go ahead and put miles up top, put gallons on the bottom. And then what does our problem tell us? It tells us that she drives 24 miles per gallon, and that she's going to drive 300 miles. So how do you solve that? What do you do? Well, you go ahead and cross multiply. Let's go ahead and put x in for this. So you're going to have 24x equals 300. And then to find out how many gallons that she's going to use, you've got to isolate the x. And do that because these are being multiplied. You're going to divide both sides by the same number, which is 24. That changes this to a 1, which leaves us just with x. And then we just divide 24 into 300, and we come up with 12.5. So we know that our gallons that she's going to use is 12.5. Again, I know it's kind of hard trying to figure out what goes in what box and what your variables are, but you need to learn to do that. You're not going to be able to always be able to go, okay, 24 miles per gallon. If she goes 300 miles, I can just divide 24 into 300 and get 12.5. You could do that with this easy of a problem, but when the problems get harder, you're going to have to be able to successfully set these up, or you're not going to be able to do them. So let's look at this one here. Hannah works for 8 hours at a sporting goods store and earns a total of $68. So we got two parts. A says what's her hourly rate of pay, and then B says once you know her hourly rate of pay, find out how much she'll earn if she works for 30 hours. So this is a two-part. Go ahead and see if you can work this, and then I'll show you the answer. All right. So the first thing you're going to do is you've got to take that $68 and divide it by 8 in order to get your hourly rate. In order to do that, you're going to set it up in amount and time, and you're going to cross multiply, and then you're going to divide 68 by 8, and you're going to get $8.50 per hour. Now you've got your $8.50 per hour. If she works for 30 hours, that becomes easy. You just do 30 times 8.5, and you get $255. Like I say, though, it's important that you be able to set this up like this. I know right now you're just going, but that's more work. Why do I want to do that? You'll understand 2 months from now why I'm telling you this. That's it. That's all we've got for this lesson. It's not a lot involved. It's just more proportions, setting things up, doing word problems. If you have questions, bring them to class tomorrow. Do these tickets in the door of 311AB and 16AB, C, and D, and we will see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching the video.